Okay, we're at the southeast corner of the home. I kind of like the roof covering. Oh, yeah, with the exterior walls. So, if possible, I like to go from bottom to top. If possible, I like to go counterclockwise so that everybody can follow the treasure map. This is a slab foundation, 1960 something. It's probably not post tension, so it's just all I know is it's a slab foundation. But it does have a parge coating around the foundation perimeter, and that's an aesthetic. That's a pretty thing. And so by having that, I mean, it's kind of like a cake frosting. And what happens with that is you can have cracks in your parge coat but not have cracks in your foundation, and vice versa, or transversely, or whatever. You could have cracks in your foundation and they wouldn't show up on the parge coat. Or you could have one crack that's on your foundation that comes all the way out. But just because you have a crack on your parge coat doesn't mean you have a crack on the foundation. Now, because the parge coat has a different property than the concrete, they cure, they expand, they contract at different rates. And so voids are created between the parge coat and the foundation. And termites are blind little animals. And they go by pheromones and stuff. We got a lot of termite species. Alright. And termites can take advantage of a parge coat, and it'll be mentioned on the inspection report. And they can enter your foundation. They can enter your house. They enter your structure. Now, it rained this morning, and it's pretty wet over here. I've been here for a little while. I think I got here a little before noon, and I didn't see any standing water, and it rained. It was raining this morning in this area. I only live a few miles from this home. So you got level grading and drainage over here, but it's not standing water. I'm not apologizing for it. Coming along here, we've got just a little bit of siding. So it makes the report that's what we've got. That's a material that we have. We got brick and siding. And so we're moving on along. Now, brick, and that's your home inspector. Hello. Okay, brick is a very good building material. Very good. Enduring. This home could burn down and you could reuse the brick. And it's a great insulator. So, I mean, this is very desirable, especially in this part of the world and the United States. Okay. So, but a characteristic about brick is that it's porous. And when it rained this morning, water went through that wall. If your lawn sprinkler system hits it, it'll go through that wall. That's why we have these weep holes around the foundation perimeter. And they call them weep holes, but most of the time you won't see anything. Most of the time it's just vapor. This home was built, and the age it was built, you probably have tar paper back here, building paper. That's your drainage plane is behind the brick. This is a wood stick house. And they put the tar paper over the siding, and then they put the brick over this. This is a facade. A well-insulated facade. Okay? But the drainage plane allows water to come out these weep holes. And if you have an event, I've seen a couple events, a few events actually, but if you see an event, have an event, water will come out of these. But most of the time it's vapor, and hopefully you won't see anything. And here's a good example. See that little crack right underneath there? That's a crack in your parge coat. You don't know. You don't know. This home has gable vents, and this screen is very clogged. Okay? It might not be a bad thing. After the roof video, when I explained that you got in the attic video, and I explained that you've got mixed attic ventilation systems, that might be accidentally helping something. But your gable vent screens are clogged. That's how I roll. I take notes. Moving on along. Coming over here. Now we've got some stair step cracks. and some vertical cracks through the brick and mortar. We got cracks and repair. They've repaired it, and apparently then it came back, or they chose not to repair because it'd be too obvious. Okay, is that what's it? I think that's, I don't know. I don't know. Most of the movement that I measured was between this corner and that other corner across the front of the house. Stair step crack repairs right in there. Those are all repairs. Coming along here, your brick is the only part of your home that actually grows. You'll never be able to measure it. And your foundation is concrete, so it takes it, 60, 70 years to dry, which it should be dry by now, so it shrinks. Now, brick and concrete have different physical properties, so they respond to the weather, they respond to humidity, they respond to temperature, okay? They respond differently to the elements, and they expand and contract at different rates as well. And it always shows up at the corner, so you get these little corners right here, and then this corner, it just popped right out. Now, that's not a foundation problem. That is not a foundation problem, okay? That might be a brick problem. That's why you have the cracks around the brick right there, okay? Because that was holding up the brick. You might want to come in and seal that up, to re-support the brick. You may have foundation problems. I don't think so, but you may have foundation problems. But that's not it. That's not because of that. That's not even if you have foundation problems, that's not a contributing factor. Where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. Termites love that. Termites are all about that. Huh. Coming on along. Storm doors are beyond the scope of this inspection. However, this door's clasp. Okay, that's how you lock it. You swing it open and you push that down and it locks. If you want to close the door, you just go like that. Take the lever out of it and you close it like that. But you come up here about however far you want it open and you push that little button down and it closes. Still works, but it's supposed to have a white cover so that it matches it all and looks nice. That just kind of looks junky and mechanical. So it should look like, smooth, man. It should look smooth. That's it. I don't expect. These steps are not dimensionally uniform. Do you care? I don't know. Does it look good? Yeah, it looks kind of cool. But technically that's a trip hazard. Technically that is a trip hazard. Moving on along. Coming in here. This is something that I think I have on the second roof video. Maybe not. This roof gutter, see how it's separating right there? You see how it's tilting down? It's supposed to be at a 90 degree. See how that's tilting down? It's supposed to be a 90-degree angle. So the water falls in that, runs down there, runs down there, runs down there, runs down there. Run, run, run. The way it is now, okay, the water, because this is crooked, comes in at an angle. It means this edge isn't as high as it used to be, supposed to be, was designed to be. And the water just rolls right off. Now I know we already talked about this because when I got here, I did a second little roof video. Now you can see the stains where the water runs over it. But you can actually see the water beads on it earlier because it rained earlier. There's the front exterior bib faucet. It should have a rod on it, bar, something to support it. 60 psi. We got a surface drain. In Texas, anything that doesn't go into the sewer, directly into the sewer, we call them French drains. That's really not a French drain. But it's good that we have a drain. It's there for purpose. I have a surface drain at my house. Just don't have one of those exotic French drains. But you do have a drain. You got one over here? I don't think so. Okay. Coming on along, we got a little bit of separation between our garage car entry casement. Okay. And then our casement's in direct contact with the ground. Concrete is porous. Concrete absorbs water. Wood is cellulose. okay, it sucks water through capillary action. So when you have your siding that's that close, it's going to suck the water up and rot. And then if it rots like that, then what are you going to do? You're going to stick another piece of wood in there? You're going to fix it with the same problem you had? Is that what you're going to do? Okay. I guess that's what you're going to do. Probably. That way you get to do it over, you know. Life lasts longer if you repeat things. That's what I heard. Got a little bit of heaving here in the garage floor. We got some cracks in our flatwork. Okay, we got a little bit of corner crack in the window there. Now heaving is heaving. We kind of expect that, but you know, if it's heaving, that means water's going to collect over here. Do that. Garage floor is heaving. But when I'm looking at cracks, and anybody will tell you, concrete does two things. It gets hard and it cracks. And it's true. It's true. That's what it does. So when I'm, you know, trying to formulate an opinion about the flatwork, I have a handful of guidelines that I've been taught. And one is, are the cracks wider at the perimeter or narrower at the perimeter like these are? Well, if it's wider at the perimeter, that's a bad thing. If it's narrower, that's a good thing. All right. Do the cracks have, is there gaps more than a 32nd of an inch in a crack? Well, if you do, that's not necessarily a good thing. The cracks are more than a 32nd of an inch. Now, even though this is heaving, here's the other one. Is the crack in plane? Am I going to trip over that? Okay? Let me show you what not in plane looks like. We got cracks in our driveway. Driveways are beyond the scope of this inspection. But there we are. We got this driveway. We come over here. You know, this corner of the driveway right here. See, that's not in plane. Okay? That's not in plane. So the cracks are in plane. So you've got a couple cracks, a few cracks that are wide, and you do have some heaving that's going to cause water to collect in the northwest and southwest corners of the garage. It gets in here, and there's a door right here, so it's bound to happen. All right? But I think the garage is performing. Monitor it? Yes. Watch it? Yes. But be perfect forever and ever? I don't do stability. I do today. I don't do longevity. I kind of. No. I do today. So today, this is performing as it should. You should get some good utility out of it. If it concerns you, monitor it. But you're probably okay. We already talked about look at there. We already talked about the driveway. Trees should not be closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation, or the roots can get underneath and cause your foundation to heave. They also drink. You're supposed to have an even, consistent amount of moisture in your slab foundation, underneath your slab foundation. And so the trees come in there and they drink your water that your foundation needs, and then they push because they grow like children. Moving on along. Remember I was talking about the weep holes? Now we have these fenestrations. I believe fenestration. Olivier, help me out. I think it's French for hole in your wall. Is that what a fenestration is? I thought it might be. Get back with me, sir. But some of these fenestrations, these windows, are supporting brick. Some of them are not. But the ones that are supporting brick, the reason why we have the weep holes is because we have a drainage plane behind there, right? And so now all the moisture escapes around the base of the drainage plane. When we put these metal lintels in here to support the brick above the windows, the fenestrations, we have disrupted the drainage plane. So when the water gets behind the brick, it comes down here, it doesn't have any place to go. So what does it do? Huh. Is that what causes that? Yeah. Yeah, it is. So we should have weep holes over our fenestrations. And lintels should be painted. So after we install weep holes, and it's easy. I mean, it is so easy. They don't have to be that big. You drill holes, and these windows would require one weep hole. 2 would not hurt, but they, one is the requirement. Drill a hole through the mortar, stop. Okay, now you got a weep hole. Now you sand this down, prime it, and paint it. You'll be alright. Moving on along. This is the north side of the home. Now we're going down the west side of the home. Wood mulch, wood mulch, wood mulch. This doesn't work. It's full of foam. Okay, we have a whole video of that. Steps into the house should not be higher than 7 3/4 inches. Garage pedestrian door to the west exterior wall was higher than 7 3/4 inches. Trees, it's a bush, bud. Trees should not be placed closer than 25 feet to the house. Our soffit vents, kind of like our gable vents, but do those look like they're clean to you? They don't look like they're clean to me. You think air can go through them like they usually does? No, air's not going to be going through those like it usually does. Your attic's not going to be ventilated like it should be. Okay? And in the attic video, hopefully I was able to show you, it was kind of tight. We do not have baffles that direct the air over the insulation and then out the exhaust vents, which that's not an exhaust vent, but we do have some exhaust vents. You saw the video. Moving on along, exterior light fixtures should be sealed to help prevent moisture from getting into the wall system. We do not have a lintel here because we're not supporting brick. It looks like we might have had, and it's kind of sloppy, and this doesn't mean we had foundation repair here, although it's my understanding that that might have happened. Lintel, no brick. Stair step cracks between the brick and mortar have been repaired around this window. This is the primary bedroom west window. They've had some movement here. They've had some repair. Moving on along. There's the crack in the corner. That'd be a shrinkage crack, and they've repaired it. And like the first one I showed you that had popped out, but that's the way the other one should have been dealt with. Moving on along. The gas piping coming into the home, okay, from your meter that's exposed, all the exposed gas piping should have been painted to help prevent it from rusting and corroding. Just saying. You don't have a rain diverter over our condensing unit. Condensing unit's too close. Condensing unit's crooked. Moving along. Little cracks. I'm going to have more cracks listed than you can see on the camera. Some of them are, honestly, some of them are relatively small. Now this is an interesting phenomenon. Okay, we drilled a hole so we could put a new meter in. Is that what happened? Yeah, we drilled a hole and all that came loose like that. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. Well, maybe. Maybe that's what happened. Does it look like it's been wet over here too? Yeah, it kind of looks like water's been following that cable in because it didn't have proper drip fluid. Something's going on here. Something's going on here. Well, let's go over here. Back up, back up, back up. We see our flashing plate. This is our electric power supply conduit. We see our flashing plate where it's next to the roof right there. You can probably see it better with your eyes than with this camera. Hopefully you can see it. But the flashing plate for the electric power entrance conduit is warped right there. It's pinched. They got it in too tight. They were driving some nails you can see underneath it. If you can stick a pin underneath there, if you can look underneath there, if something can get underneath there, so can water. Oh, what's a little water going to do? I don't know what a little water is going to do. Is it going to do something like that? Wow. Well, that's all right. That goes to your electrical system. That's all. Moving on along, grounding rods not properly buried. Little cracks in the parge coat. Another one of those corners right there. Trees shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. Fences in direct contact with the structure are conducive to wood-destroying insects by design. It's going to make the report. Most people want a fence. Most people like a fence. Most people are glad this fence is here. Plumbing is conducive to wood-destroying insects. Most people want a kitchen sink. They want to cook their food. They want to wash their plates. They want to wash their feet and their faces. And their naughty bits. They want to wash everything.